It's the whacked out news. People breaking the law. Ha ha, fighting in the nude. Ha, drunk people pooping in the street. Ha ha, it's the whacked out news. Huh, so many people on meth. Ow!
I gotta tell you, this story, it's amazing how much it is blown up. I'm so confused by it, but this drone story.
I was just reading that.
It's 2.0 of what happened with the Chinese spy balloon. I just don't understand what the government is doing with this. They're completely botching it, mishandling it. The White House has assured the public that the mysterious drone sightings over New Jersey are not threatening national security, but they're not offering anything about what it is. White House National Security spokesman John Kirby stated there's no evidence linking the sightings to foreign entities or public safety risks. And they said, some of the things you guys think are drones, this actually was a helicopter. Yeah, but not all of them are. There might be a few, but there are definitely some drones that are up there, and a lot of people are seeing it, and you guys are trying to make it act like you think the American public's that freaking stupid.
I did a really big deep dive in this last night, and there are so many sightings, and they think they're coming from the water, too.
So they said 50 of these drones. They're large, and they're size of SUVs. They're just nothing that we've ever seen in the way they maneuver and their shape and
some of
speed.
The videos, they're going over neighborhoods, Virginia, and they go, look at that. You can see it looks like a little small plane, but it's not a plane. It's making noise. And then they say they can't trace them. They're gone.
Yeah.
Well, now one of those U.S. senators from Connecticut is saying that we should be shooting them down if you see them.
Yeah, that was Richard Blumenthal who said that. Yeah. He said, look, they're flying in places that they should not be flying, and they seem to have some kind of technology that is jamming the surveillance so they're not able to get close to them. And they said, look, we need to step up and do something here. It's getting to be ridiculous.
So some people think it's our military doing tests. And my question would be, why would the military run such a visual test, scare people, citizens, not give them any explanation? You could still tell people you're running tests and not give up any information.
Well, that's why they're handling it wrong. The Pentagon spokeswoman, Sabrina Singh, she said they are not U.S. military drones. So she said it's not us. That's why when they say it's not us, people are like, okay, well then what the hell is it?
The White House said many of them are manned aircrafts.
Yeah, that's weird.
So if you know it's a manned aircraft and you don't know what the hell it's doing, like what is going on?
Well, they can't just say it's planes. There's too much video of people saying, look, there's one right there. There's one appearing here. There's 9 of them right here.
Yeah. They just came out of the water.
Yes. So
they're going over airports. They're going over military bases. Like what?
Well, there's a man in my backyard with an axe, but he's not there to hurt you. Oh, okay. No worries.
Well, the problem is the security advisor, John Kirby, at the White House, he said that there's no evidence that whatever you're seeing is a threat to the public or to national security, but we don't trust you after the Chinese spy balloon was just allowed to cruise all over the United States and over our military sites.
For days.
You did nothing about it. This is 2.0. And people are just sick of how you're handling things.
Well, one of my buddies thinks it's somebody just messing with everybody to pull off a ruse that big.
If you got 50 plus drones like people have seen, you have deep, like it's an Elon Musk type of pocket you would have to be able to afford to do this.
Well, not only that, if you're just a regular civilian and you're running some kind of a joke and the military can't figure that out, that's a problem.
It is. It's problematic all the way through. And then they're gaslighting you, being like, what's the big deal? I don't get it. Like, what? So, yeah, it's amazing because there are so many senators that are just so upset with the Pentagon and the White House for this, and I don't know what the hell they're doing.
Well, if it is military, I don't think they're handling it the right way because there's no need to scare the public like that.
Whatever it is, they're not handling it the right way because people are freaking out and you're not giving them any answers.
It's unbelievable that they're doing this a second time and handling it the exact same way. They clearly learned nothing from the Chinese spy balloon.
But it's happening every day now.
I know. And now on the West Coast, we got something else that's going on. They don't know what this is either. On the sky near Eugene, Oregon on Saturday night, at least 4 pilots reported some UFOs going at extreme speeds, up and down, corkscrew patterns, maneuvering in a way that modern aircraft cannot maneuver.
That's near where my sister lives at. She lives about 45 minutes from Eugene.
All air
Wow.
traffic control told them was just try to stay clear of them. We have no idea what they are. They're doing what they're doing out there.
They're flanking us from the east to the west.
Hot dogging aliens?
Yeah, here is some of the audio from the air traffic control with the pilots who saw these mysterious things.
We're seeing 3 or 4 targets. You know, they're all altitudes, up and down. It's pretty crazy. So, I mean, they're shooting way up. We say maybe up to the 50s, it looks like.
There's 4 different lights going up and down. I'm getting a few reports, but you're seeing it right in front of you now, too, as well?
Moving in like a circle, like a corkscrew pattern. Visually, I have eyes on what looks like an aircraft strobe that's at my 2 o'clock.
Now, one person is trying to explain it away, saying, it's just Starlink satellites reflecting light. They say it's called satellite flare, and it's fooled pilots before, and that's all they're seeing. But
They always use some kind of flare to kind of, it's a sun flare, solar flare.
yeah, so we shall see.
Look, I'm not saying it's aliens, but I'm also saying it's not.
What?
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's aliens, but I'm also saying it's not alien. It could be both. Come on. You know
I
what I
just
mean.
want answers.
You're not going to get them.
Well, if people start doing what this senator is saying, shoot them down, then we'll figure out real quick what the hell they are.
Yeah, but just because the senator says that doesn't mean it's going to happen.
I kind of agree with the senator. Shoot them down. Let's see what they're in there.
Well, there is something to be said about taking one down, seeing what it is, and just getting an answer.
Thank you. Oh, we're gonna just sit around and wait to see how this plays out.
Just got to make sure you don't shoot it over someone's house, Virginia.
True.
Well, they thought that there might be some of these copycat crimes going on after what Luigi Mangione he did. And now Brianna Boston of Lakeland is one of the first. She was arrested for making threats against Blue Cross Blue Shield. In a call with Blue Cross Blue Shield, she quoted United Healthcare CEO killer Luigi Mangione as she argued over a denied medical claim. And she said, delay, deny, depose. You people are next. Detectives investigating the assassination of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson uncovered shell casings bearing those names. Deny, defend, depose, if you didn't know the connection. And she was charged with a written threat to kill or injure. She's looking at 15 years in prison and a $50,000 fine. So if you think you might do the same, unless you want to spend the next 15 years in prison, I wouldn't do it. Abraham Castro has been arrested for a second time for exposing himself in public. This time, it was a mom and her 11-year-old daughter who were taking photos on Clematis Street in West Palm Beach. When Castro came up, he's like, hey, do you mind taking my picture? And when the mom did, he whipped it out. Then he just casually left the area, but they tracked him down with surveillance video. Now, apparently, this Abraham Castro had done the exact same thing right around this time last year. Just to let you know, he is an undocumented migrant who is in custody. So if he is still in office when Trump gets in, I assume he's going back home.
You wonder what makes somebody do that. I mean, he's a repeat offender. That clearly is something that,
That's how they get their jollies, I guess.
it's weird, man.
It is very weird, and we don't even have to ask. Let's get him out of here.
Yeah. This is an interesting tactic. There is a city using cameras with recorded audio messages to help decrease prostitution. Here's a bit of how that sounds.
You are entering an area known for prostitution and human trafficking.
They stay there for a long time, 20 minutes.
When I came to the city in April of this year, there was a substantial amount of foot traffic in those areas.
They walk into my community very often, around like midnight, and they play around on the barbecue, like area, a lot of condoms on the ground.
Ugh.
That's terrible.
It's like morning. These ladies are being
wait.
dropped off.
They leave behind used condoms on his barbecue?
Apparently, they hit it on the barbecue, and they're just throwing the used condoms everywhere.
That is just so disrespectful to all people that love barbecue.
Who wants some ribs? I'm good.
I'm good, yeah.
Oh.
They are visible, and they are, oftentimes, hanging out here during the day.
Yikes. Wow. Well, nobody likes finding a used condom anywhere, so this 21-year-old Chinese student knew if he wanted to try to get some free stays in hotel rooms, he had a little ruse. He apparently was planting dead bugs and used condoms and then reporting it to the management and saying, if you don't want me to do a post about how nasty your place is, you're going to give me a free stay.
Wow.
Apparently, 63 hotels fell for the trick before they started recognizing the pattern and were able to track him down. He did it over 10 months.
It just shows you, too, people are so scared of social media. He's lying, planting things, and he threatens to post something.
Right.
And then they bend.
Mm-hmm. That's how it works.
You should go to jail.
Yeah.
He should definitely go to
You
jail.
should go to jail for that.
That's terrorism.
That's blackmail.
There's a man that was throwing rocks at a police officer in Albuquerque and then begged to be arrested. He wouldn't say why he wanted to go to jail, but admitted that he does have a record. No, not really sure what his deal is.
Do you need help with something? Why do you want to get arrested?
Why does he end up getting arrested?
I have this subject out here throwing rocks at me, saying that he wants to get arrested. So why do you want to go to jail?
I just do. Wasting all of our time and resources, man, so you can get a fun experience.
Okay.
He's on the run from somebody. He wants to be. He wants
so?
some free protection.
Okay, maybe. And somebody that tried to be on the run, they probably should have come up with a better getaway vehicle. Police in Jefferson County, Washington, arrested 2 suspects in connection with a burglary. A homeowner reported $11,000 in jewelry missing, and police soon found the suspects rowing in a reportedly stolen boat on Port Gamble Bay. They had a rowboat.
And they were trying to row away using like a piece of wood as a paddle.
Piece of plywood, yeah, as a paddle.
That's a lame getaway.
Y'all didn't plan this one out right.
And then on top of it, the rowboat started taking on water.
Oh, no.
So they had to swim to land, and the deputies are just waiting right there for them.
There are days, and then there are days.
It was pretty crazy. It was cold out there, you know, the water. I mean, obviously they were desperate to get away. It was crazy. I mean, nothing like that happens around here. Wild morning on the bay.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
This is how we do. It's the KBJ Show.